Everybody, good afternoon. Couple minutes early. Welcome to the show, Serge, Andre, and welcome. We've got the FOMC meeting coming up this week. It will, and it's just kind of a whole home day, right? I was incredibly profitable today, despite this being a down day, if you will. I was up close to 20 grand across all my accounts. Not bad. Not bad. 50K challenge was up about right around 900 bucks today. The big winner for a lot of accounts was that sucker right there. I have thousands of shares across my family's accounts. And I sold a lot of 30 strike calls out to the beginning of October. That's way up here. Way up here. 30 strike. Right up here. October 3rd. That'd be a heck of a move, but I'll take it. I will take it. Right there. Definitely a nice potential. Oh, we were just up in here 2 months ago. So I'd love to see that break out this time. That was a rejection of the breakout. Came back down, held support. Now gaining that momentum and energy. See it break higher. Now the upside potential here, possibly up here around 37. I think anything around 30. Kind of rejected that area a couple times. Rejected this 30 area a couple times. We rejected this area right here a couple times, around 25. So those are areas to be cautious of if we're going to pop out of there, out of here, out of here, out of there. Now I do have some 1850 sold for this Friday. Got some 18 sold for this Friday. So if we continue this pop, I'm going to be lightening up the load, so to speak. Lightening up the load. Bitcoin potentially resuming that fifth wave. Look at this. I've been talking about it. Potentially this correction here. Done. Finito. Bandito. And potentially going to take this up for that 3. Then potentially coming right back down where we are. Then potentially go right back up. Then potentially come right back down. Then potentially finally go out. So it might seem like Bitcoin's chopping in here in this zone for a little bit. Right in here. We might get some choppiness. Might feel like it's not going anywhere. It's not going to break out. Frustrate a lot of people. So that might be what happens. We might see that. Might see that. Might see that. Might see this. Before we can pop out of here. So. Yeah. That's what we got cooking. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's 5 o'clock. FOMC meeting this week. Do they cut rates? Do they not cut rates? I don't know. Now, if they don't cut rates, man, that sneeze this morning, sneeze this afternoon. Anyway, if they don't cut rates, this dropped off quite a bit from earlier. This was at like 97% earlier. Now we're back down to 93%. This one's actually ramping up. That's climbing. This staying the same. Look at this. If you put $100 on no change, yeah, $5,000. That'd be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet right there. That's a big payout. Put $1,000 on it. Yeah, $55,000. It'd be pretty wild. Pretty wild right there. Wow. I don't know. I mean, what do you bet? Tell me in the chat. What do you bet? In line? Rate cut? 25? No. Greater than 25? Nothing. I mean, Kalshi's got. They don't even have a third option. Yes. Fed maintains the rate. Let's see. There it is. Maintain the rate. 3 cents right now. No. Yes. Bet that one. Let's see. And thousands only paying 33 here. Poly market, thousands paying 55. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Let the new guy do it. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, you know. Like, he's already said he's independent. He's not gonna do what Trump wants. Why would he do what Trump wants? Why would he start now? You know? He's held pretty firm all this time. Right? I mean, he was kind of dovish back at Jackson Hole, but maybe we don't need that. I mean, like, inflation is still rocking or rolling, ripping. We're seeing producer price index higher than expected. And worried about your legacy. You know, is he ending up on a strong economy, or is he gonna be, you know, fold to Trump, bow to kiss the ring, so to speak? I don't know. I mean, what's the market do? If we do that, does that show that the Fed actually thinks there's weakness in the market and then people will start selling? Do we do this and he maintains that there's strength in the market, but the market thought we were going to cut, so we get a pullback? I mean, if we do this, I think that really indicates weakness in the market, and we could really get a reaction. I don't know. It's an interesting bet. Interesting bet. I think if you cut it all, you're kind of signaling you think things are weak, and you're bowing to Trump. So, does he actually bow to Trump? I mean, Trump put him in office. So, I mean, I don't know. Is it really an independent Fed? I don't know. I got my hedge in place. If you don't have a hedge in place, you probably should. So 2:30 Powell speak. You know, it's one thing we were talking about on Profit Panel earlier today. Like, Greenspan, he never used to, like, very rarely did a speech. Janet Yellen very rarely did a speech. Powell, though, every single time, come out and do a speech. Talk about it. Get in front of the cameras. Get your name, you know, get your face in there. That's very, I don't know, it's kind of like trying to exert your power. So he's obviously very socially aware. So respond to the data, and all the numbers are baked and faked and cooked and bullshit. And I don't know. You know. Anyway, so FOMC Tomorrow, 2 p.m., set your alarm, 1:45. If you got anything that you don't want to hold through it, better get it closed. Eastern time. Set your alarm, 1:45. If you're a channel member, I'll probably go live at 1:50 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time, ET. Probably do a live stream for you. It's usually a popular one. So we'll, yeah, you don't have to make, it's for channel members. So your name's in green with the star. Somewhere around 1:50 tomorrow. Probably go live. We'll hang out, watch the initial reaction. If it's in line like typically has been, maybe there's no reaction. Now, here's the big thing. Here's the big warning. The market was convinced, almost as sure as we are right now, back in December 2024. Back in December 2024. Us traders would love to have short-term memory issues, especially about the market. Wasn't that long ago. Feels like a long time ago. Wasn't that long ago. This was the day. Right there, that one. We were sure there was going to be a rate cut. Sure. I mean, betting markets, 90%, right? Absolutely sure. We're going to have a rate cut. No rate cut. 3% down that day. 3%. And then pushed on down to that low. 3.5% off the ties. About a 4.4%. Oh. I would be very careful if you don't have any kind of protection against downside. If you're sure as shoot that we're going higher, doing the rate cut, everything's great. Believe the media hype, going higher. Just be careful. We won't find out what Pelosi does for 6 weeks. What she did. She can file that baby 6 weeks later. She usually doesn't avoid. I mean, as far as I know, she doesn't trade in and out around catalyst events like this anyway. So she probably bought Oracle 6 weeks ago. They're announcing, saw in the post-market announcement that the consortium, Oracle remains the hoster, but not really controller. It's like a voting consortium of people. Let's see if it says anything about TikTok in here. Oh, that was not a TikToker. There it is, right there. This consortium. This came out a little while ago. Right before 4 o'clock. Oracle Silver Lake Consortium to control 80% stake in TikTok. Right there. TikTok. And basically, Oracle is going to handle the user data. Silver Lake and Anderson Horowitz didn't respond for questions by Reuters. They now have till December 16th to make this deal happen. Postponed again. So that'll be coming into play. The U.S. government, I guess, gets to pick the board somewhere in this deal. That's kind of interesting. I thought it would be really funny if they gave control of it to Tesla. That would have been hilarious to me. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So Oracle doesn't really control it, but they do control it, but they don't control it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. This pop right here needs some take a step back. So be careful. Chasing that one right there. Other news. I don't know. I'll talk about other stuff in the morning. FOMC tomorrow. See what happens. There's definitely some risk. So we're at that point in the show where usually I do 30 minutes of analysis. We'll take requests from the crowd. All a sham. Yeah. I mean, like they control 80%. So ByteDance still controls 20. So does it matter? I mean, I don't know. And so channel members get as many requests as you want, but you do need to play by the rules. The rules say you get one request per person per request. Please use capital letters, a ticker I can find. If you got questions, don't use this, that, these, or those. Please be specific about which ticker you're referencing. Don't be like, I agree with that. What the heck is that? I don't know. And if, for commenting and or asking questions. And yeah, so ready, set, go. If you're just a channel subscriber, you get 3 requests. Pick your favorite 3. I think it's more than fair. And I'll hang out and try to pick everybody up. And I'll do channel members first. That's your name in green with the little star. And then circle back and pick up everybody else. So first off, I say DPZ. Come on, baby. And I'm going to turn off this crazy thing here. I'll mostly look at the daily chart unless there's a bigger trend going on, which DPZ has a move down right here, a retrace right here, and a 1-2 potential for a 3 wave down right here. First move, second move, third move puts it right down here with the target. That's in a nutshell what we got cooking. I've been following that pattern for a while. I had a trade on for it, and then I closed it recently. I needed to free up that capital for other adventures. Affirm. We've got that high, that low, and we're at the target. Played out. There was the entry right back there in June. And there's the target right here in September, August, September. Make it bigger for you. That was the high. Right there. There's the low right there. Entry, close above the 618. Boom, target. Boom goes the dynamite. Now, we did retrace to the breakouts after hitting the target right there. Retraced right there, held, going back vertical. That climb could possibly, potentially take us to 114. Right up here. Wouldn't expect much more than that at the moment. There you go. That's a firm PDD. T-move finally turning the corner a little bit. Big tech, China. I mean, so here's your high. Here's your low. Hiding behind my bar. That was the entry. Back here. Came up, and it's just been sitting here. Stop is $1 below the low. Target's right up here. It's been active since back here. You may be like, well, that's taking forever. Yeah, it's taking a good long while. But put this in perspective for you. So it's a 3-week roadmap bounce. Right here. Or not a 3-week. This was a weekly roadmap bounce. Weekly chart. There's the high, there's the low. So on average, 45 weeks to play out. Standard deviation is 35. 3 standard deviations. Get you down to 150 weeks for this to play out. So there was your activation. And we start the counter for 150 weeks. That's about 3 years for this thing to play out up here. So it's one of those you got to, keep your time frame in perspective here. That's 94. It could be on out here. And this is just the 99% is at 150 weeks. Right there. This could take till August 27 to play out. Could play out in between here. So there's your target as far as time frame goes. Could be a while. Mess around in here. And then there's still a 1% chance it takes longer than that. Which is not zero. It's a non-zero chance. It could take longer than that. Anyway. ADI. Pop back down to the daily. That one looks like it played out. Yep. Working on the retrace. Potential to go back to the roadmap line, but we might just hold. Support right in here and go higher again. There's support right here. We're kind of scraping the top of it. Then we can go higher again. That's ADI. So downside somewhere around 226. Upside. Make a educated wild guess. 270. Right there. That'd be my educated wild guess right there. Based on the pattern. Why did I use the fibs differently? Because it was a different pattern. Nike. Hunting supports. Right there. Could we dip below? Sure. I actually have my alert to potentially sell puts at 70 here. And then potentially turn up. Near term, 81. Big picture. This thing has a big picture setup. That would look more like this. Move up, retrace. And potential to go up here. That's Nike for you. And like I said, I'll circle back around, pick up the non-channel members later. BA, there's the upside, downside 113, upside 320 right now. Probably meet some resistance, pull back down. Now, in the short term, roadmap line support 192-ish. On the daily, right there, 200, 192 for the weekly, 200 coming up. If we can find support there, be good. Actually, I probably have this one drawn better on this chart. Yeah. Here's your support levels. Ding, ding, ding. Right there. And this has come up a little bit higher, so around that 200, 210. Down here at 178. Down here at 166. And if we come down there and bounce, that sets up the bigger move. Now the bigger move plays out like this. Be pretty nice. I'm not predicting time at all. The time could be off on this. But something like that. Could be heading to 1,000, but that might be like 20 years from now. You'd be like, great, that's not very helpful. I don't know your time frame. So Baidu ripping. Popping up through. Beautiful. I played this with K-Web right here. Bought like a 41. I think I bought a 41, 47 puts or call spread, debit call spread. Bought 41, sold the 47. It's like a potential 6x upside right there. Like it. So nice potential. This one looks like it's getting a little over its skis until you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, and it's barely done anything. Major resistance coming up around 155 to 160, and then 190 above that. WD. Don't know that I've ever looked at this stock before. For a good reason, because it's not done jack diddly nothing for the last lot of years. Wow. So what's the trend? For the last 10 years, there's been no trend. It's just been sitting there. To me, it's not a stock I care to mess with. It's no trend. Choppy, but no trend. Pretty much limited to 100 and then down to 40, $60 range. Kind of sucks. Hey, brand new member. Thank you, General Rush. Appreciate it, sir. And looking on down. It's Charlie Victor Sierra. I think I just typed that in the chat instead of cool. CVS. CVS is on a pretty good run here. I originally used that for the roadmap line class right here. See how we never deleted this off of TradingView here. That was the original training. If you buy the market roadmap, links in the description. There's the training. And we've come a long way. Potentially made a bottom. Move up, retrace. Kind of held in here. And let's see what we got. I don't want to delete all that prior work, so we'll just delete these strategically. See if I can save and maintain. So we potentially made a bottom back here at 40. Came down really close, but not quite to a measured bounce. But for the sake of argument, let's say 1, 2, 3. We have retrace and continuation. So we'll be looking for resistance up here at 96. Jump it down. If we just go off of this roadmap bounce, we're kind of hitting resistance right here in this zone. That's kind of a red zone of caution. May get another pullback before we can go higher again. 96 would be the bigger upside resistance, $20 higher, but we may also have to grind to get there for now. Now this fourth could be completing a fifth. We don't have a solid 1, 2, 3 in that, so kind of difficult to project. But it looks like, yeah. So this could come up to this area, pull back to this area before we go up to this area. So there's going to be support right in here. There's probably going to be a resistance right up here, around 83. Right there. It's kind of Elliott wave price action proportions right there. And moving on. BKATI. I'm going to have to start moving a little faster here. Some of these I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't sit here and look at these all. I don't just look at the entire market because some stuff's just not interesting to me, and I don't look at it. That one bounced, market roadmap bounce, shot up. There was your entry at the target, and then extension. And be careful. This can retrace, retest the breakouts, maybe the roadmap line before we go higher again. Next upside, maybe 92 if we're just going to rip higher. So be careful on that one. As far as right now, a lot of people get confused, like I'm bearish. No, I go for this calculated potential repeatable pattern all the time. And like this one kicked off back here, and it plays out right up here. Now, it doesn't mean it won't, like right here, try to break out, retrace the roadmap line, then go in again. That was the bigger move. Smaller move in here. Go from that high down to this. Didn't touch the roadmap line actually, so it would have been a 4-hour chart right there. Sets up the resistance up here at 157, 162, and possibly getting close. So we may see this. It may struggle in here. Ping pong like that before it pops up here. Yeah, that'd be what I would expect there. All right, and VRT, please. Kind of funny. Same. BZH, please. Nothing really changed here. We're still under this resistance, and that still opens the door for that if we break down below that. Nothing changed from last week. TSLA coming up to the resistance. 103. But we hit the prior high, so be careful. This can pull down before we go up. But somewhere around that 103, and then right above that 118, 16, 116. There's your resistance levels, 103, 116, and maybe we can ping pong it. We could make it up to that level, 160. There's a slight chance that we just rip, like 35%. That we would just do that. Not very likely, but it might. And next up, Kava. Kava broke down. Not bullish anymore. Next support's coming up right in here at 58. That's definitely a downtrend. Like there's no sugarcoating it. If you're trying to buy it, you're buying a knife. At this point, you could lose a limb. It doesn't have to hold support there. It can come all the way back down. And when I say all the way back down, I mean to the lows at 30. Right there. So this is a pretty important hold level coming up. 618 retrace. We don't hold that. Not looking good. Not looking good. That's Kava for you in a nutshell. Kava nut. All right, Costco. Well, first move down, retrace. Second move down puts the target right here. I moved the arrow over here, but it's off of this level. And there's the target right down here. One quick swift pop down there, lower than that low. Cleans it all up. So looking for something in the possibly 840 to 880 area, I guess you might say. And realistically, you need to be below that low right there, which is change tools back to that tool, and that low is at 871. So probably need something below 871. Costco DJT. This looks kind of boring. Higher lows all the way across there. Lower highs all the way across here. It's just a giant squeeze, and we're starting to run out of room here. We got basically October. We're gonna find out: do we pop or do we drop? I mean, there is a chance we just sit here. Like, it's just unlikely. The most unlikely thing is just to sit here after we get to the end of this, but slightly downward bias though, because we were holding that low, held that low, poked through, back tested, but then didn't go lower. We made a higher low again. If this pops, I'm probably out. Probably not going to hang on to this past that right there. Still, like, potential still up here. That target's still intact. Nothing changed. I just don't like, this is my least favorite pattern with higher lows and lower highs. Watermelon seed squeeze style. That's my least favorite pattern. It's the most unreliable pattern I know of as far as predicting where things are going next. The K-Web, kind of already hit on that. Here's your upside targets, 43, 49. RGTI. Some at the resistance here that we've shown to be resistance for a while. If we can break out of that, here's the high, here's the low. This is somewhat unlikely because we've been working on this for a long time, but if we actually break out that 1448 up there, sit at 25. Not even huge upside. So 25. But the potential downside is a return to the bottom after sitting here this long. I'd be careful. I'm cautious. Like I don't like to lose money. So yeah, just in case anybody doesn't realize or doesn't know, then whatever. This year, 93.5% win rate. Right? I like to get in trades that I'm going to win, and this one was stupid because I clicked the wrong button and took a loss and then got right back in. So that loss was just me messing up. So cost myself the win rate by clicking the wrong button. 26 grand with a 93% win rate. You think maybe I might possibly know how to do a winning trade. So I'm a lot of cautious because most stuff's just complete crap out there. And think about it, 80-20, right? 80-20 rule. 80% of stuff is probably going to bring you, like 80% of your trades for normal people, 80% of your trades going to bring you 20% of the results. 20% of your trades going to get that 80% of results. Focus on the 20. If you can focus on these right here and just do more of that. Right there. There you go. Now, just to, this is year to date, right? Look down here at the bottom. I'm ranked out of all the traders in the world that are joined on here, thousands. Number 183. This seems like not big money. I know, like a lot of people are like, how much money? You can't even live on that, right? I've only been doing this 4 months, almost 5 months. Started this April 15th, which today's 5 months. So been doing this 5 months as of today. It's April, APRIL 15. Made $26,000. Just about. Rounding, right? There you go. Here it is, right here. 0, April 14th, April 15th. I started, funded the account, booked the first trade right there, 22 bucks. And where's the big drawdowns? There's none. I don't take a bunch of big losses. Right? So do what works. Figure out what works for you. Do more of that. That's why when I look at these and I'm like, maybe we get up here and then, but the downside is down to $7, $5 upside versus a $13 downside. Yeah. Nobody's going to watch out for your money like you do. So just be careful. I mean, you can make money on it. Just be careful. Fiserv, I mean, that's a downtrend all day long. Can it hold right here? Do we hold, or do we break down and take a trip down to the 70s? That's like $60 down from where we are. But that's the potential setting up right there. Be careful. And thank you, David. Always appreciate it. Appreciate the contribution. And next up, Hinge. Get on Hinge. Hinge Health. So difficult to do much off of. There's no, like, my favorite indicator, the roadmap line. There is none. Hadn't been around long enough. And so we're going to have 169 candles just before that even shows up. And that's like half a year. But then, then it's just a little blip here. And it's like, well, what do we do? So this IPO did go bearish. Might that be the end? Maybe. But the proportions here, check this out. First move up, retrace. So if this is maintaining its bearish start, like IPOs, 95%, you can take this to the bank pretty much. 95% of IPOs start off in corrective price action. This move up, this retrace, this move up, if we stop in this vicinity, is still corrective price action. That can lead to another correction that makes it a lower low over here sometime. Then this low was right back here. So until we prove otherwise by implementing some bullish price action, we need to get up past the 85 to kind of do that in a 5-way fashion, not in a 3-way fashion. If this just goes 1, 2, 3, I'm still questioning the bullish character of that move. Then we need a 4 and a 5. Then it starts to look better. But right now, I would limit my expectations to around 65 on the upside and be cautious of this going back to the bottom. That's something I've learned paying attention to lots and lots of IPOs over the last 30 years of trading. MSTX looks like complete garbage. I am long this, but that looks pretty bad. MSTR is doing nothing. It's not really participated much at all. As far as a Bitcoin beta proxy having a 2.0 move on Bitcoin, this has been doing nothing while Bitcoin's been trying to trend higher. That gives me caution that we might dip lower into this next fib line down, somewhere down here around 305. Reddit. Yeah, almost hit the target, 269. Next target up. So be careful. We may, this one we came up, we retested, kind of the breakout here. Then we rallied on up. We might come back, retest again. Then we come on up, 308. Just depends on how much enthusiasm it has at this point. 308, and then 444 way up above that. I don't think we can just get there. We'll probably, if we just rip, we'll probably come back, stall out before we do that. Right there. And that's Reddit. Intel, still bullish, potentially. There's the target up here. 30% upside, roughly, back to 33 or so. Based on this being the bottom. Right there. Initial move up, retrace, next move up. potentially put us right in here. Then we may retrace back in here and go for another move. And if we can get above that, could set it up to at least get back to into this vicinity up here, 45.50 area. Then we'll have to see. We may have to have a bigger retrace before we can get more upside action. So if we come back to the bottom, though, be careful. $10, very, very likely if we go back to the bottom. So ARE looks pretty bad. Downtrend. There's your resistance on that downtrend line. Can we pop up there? And then it can also go lower again. No reversals in place till we confirm we're going higher. And lower highs is a sign that we're not going higher. So be careful on that one. I'm cautious on a lot of stuff because I don't sit here and go, wow, look at that. And the ones I'm sitting here, well, the ones that catch my attention, and I'm like, whoo. Like this one potentially bottomed, but downtrend of highs. Roadmap line up here. Giant blob of resistance stuff. Gap down. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like a sugar honey iced tea it's got to get through to potentially convince me we're going to go higher from here. Now, could you buy in here? Yeah. Could this do a 618 retrace all the way back down in here at 47-ish? Yeah, possibly could. Kind of popped up there. And we might retrace it back down in this 47, 48 area right here. Could come back into this zone. Pull back in there and then potentially pop. But we have the roadmap line in here. That's a big resistance. Downside, 38. We get an extension, 33. Dangerous. I don't know. That's dangerous. AI, C3 AI, that's like all the things I just talked about, right? Pushing below the 618. Not holding. I had drawn this in here before that I thought we'd come down to that level. Instead, we popped up here first before we just extended it. Still lower high, still downtrend, and trend was down. That was a 3-wave corrective. Guess what? Probably going to go lower low. Somewhere down here around $9. Just the chart. You can believe whatever you want to. MU, bullish. I'm long bull. I'm long MU. Got MUU, 2x leverage. My target is 44 on MUU, and the target is right up in here. 180 to 200 on MU, and we're getting freaking close. Beautiful dreamer, come back to me. Love to see it. This is one of those big picture, long-term, go higher, right? Go higher. Weekly bounce. Probably doesn't have a monthly chart. Yeah. Didn't hit the monthly. Did hit the weekly. Activated on the pop right here. So 200. Maybe like, oh, that's not how you do it. Like, that's how you do it. Yep. 178, 200. Yeah, 200 lines up with the 1272. 178. That's why 180, 200. Right there. Probably play out. But I'm sure that's just getting lucky, right? Like, I'm always cautious where the pattern breaks down. Like the pattern can break down 30% of the time. So you always got to check your 6. Watch out for LYTS, Litus, LSI Industries. So there you go. 27 potential upside. 30 above that. Good afternoon. Orange County Choppers. That's 5 down. That's big red flag that's maybe not done. So big resistance right in here, 175. And we can still go lower low than that move down here at 120. I'd be downward bias until proven otherwise, because this looks like B wave action right here. This looks like the way this all overlaps. There's no clear price structure. There's no like move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up. There's nothing clear like that. Like this over here looked more clear. This right here, very overlapping. Conducive for going lower again. And Oracle kind of played out. Be careful. Like even the deal with TikTok, that's kind of played, right? Things don't pop 40% and just keep ripping. Now, big picture, look at the, talked about this earlier today. Look at the market cap of Oracle. It's a long way from the $3 trillion club, right? It's tech bros up here. $3 trillion club. We added Google to the club yesterday. If we come up here and hang out with the tech bros in the AI revolution, Oracle's potentially the AI revolution catch-up trade. Say it could go 4x, right? To get to a $3 billion or $3 trillion valuation. You know, roughly 4x. That takes it from 300 to 1200 neighborhood. Could it do that? Yeah, that's reasonable. Like go from 800 to 3 trillion. It's reasonable. Now, how do we do that? I don't know. Go look at these numbers. David, you're going to love this. Look how much debt these guys have. Look at that debt. And it's climbing. Quarter after quarter, climbing. They're getting bigger, but the debt keeps climbing. And where's the income? There is none. It's negative right there. Negative right there. That's dangerous right there is what that says to me. Come up here and we look at the price to sales. 15 years of sales to equal the current price and 69 years, 70 years of earnings. Danger land. Now this can double. So we can take the price from 300 to 600 before we get in 30 land right here. 30 is the danger zone. It's up where NVIDIA is hanging out. So this still could support going up to 600 right now and not be too much of a problem. So that's fundamental analysis for you. Look at the chart. Technically, that move, that was a lot. What does Oracle usually do after it makes a big rip? Consolidate, big rip. Consolidate, big rip. Consolidate, big rip. What do you think is going to happen? Now, next level's up around 400, 500, almost 600. There you go. Gotta do what you believe, but after a big move, Oracle tends to consolidate. And this one happened really fast compared to historical pops in Oracle. Yeah, right there. Look at that move. And then took a step back. And that one looks kind of a lot like right now, right? So it could take a step back before we do another giant move. And then take a decade-long step back. That one took a while to recover from that one. Shink. Took 15 years. Now we're doing it again. See the climb rate? See the climb rate? A reckoning's coming in. Sometime. Stocks tend to repeat themselves. I'm just throwing that out there. QUBT. QUBT, quantum computing. I'm not super bullish on this stuff, but 32. But that's got a pretty solid top on it right there. And a reverse split hiding in there. Careful. Let's see. Yeah, channel members get, channel members can keep going, but okay. Slidge. Paid for the right to do it. Yeah. And coming up into resistance, big picture, long term. Yeah, it's not gonna have a month. It's not gonna have a monthly chart that has anything on it. So be careful. Could come on up to 55, but typically we'd see this pull back, or at least do that. One of those two paths. So you got support right now down at 33 and potential for 55. Time frame wise, take a while. We've already played out the likely path. It's kicked off way back here. Retraced pretty deeply, didn't stop out, and then came ripping back. Hey, Ed, thank you for being a channel supporter. Also, missed that a minute ago. Sorry about that. SMPS. And yikes. Yikes. Yeah, so that could have been it right there. That was a 3-wave up too, and probably indicative we're gonna take a bigger spill. Be careful. Support around 367 and then maybe 267. So that's 100 points down. That can be a rough one to try to hold on to. And SMR. I do like it. I would like it more if we hit the roadmap line a little better. It's a questionable hit right there. Close above 43, right? 42, 43, 43. Close above it. 58 on the upside right now. And PLTR. Looks like we did a first move down and a retrace. We hit the 1618 at 183. Rejected hard. Now, potential. We're in the caution zone, right? Let's first move down, retrace. That was 3 waves. Trend continuation, right back to the roadmap line. Be careful on this, all right? Now, if we were to break back above like 177 and able to get back through the prior high, there's potential to push it on up to 232, but we may ping pong in here like this. It may grind to get there. You can see that some of that grinding here to break through and get up, So it may, if we're going to go higher, it's going to grind. If you're expecting it to go fast, the only fast thing I see likely would be a retrace back to there. And you don't have to look that far back to see another one of those fast retraces happen right there. So just be careful out there. On PLTR, I'm not chasing it. It's just not my thing. So DJT is never boring. Yeah. All right, moving on. Core weave. Still cautious there. That's a bubble pattern type of price action here. In case you've never seen it. See how this climbs? It's kind of what we got going on right now. Big initial drop. Chop in here. And the breakdown. Everybody believes. core weave is great. You know, complacency right now is what I see. Just got to cool off. Core weave's great. More people going to buy. Just don't get stuck. All right, know where you're going to cut it. Know when to fold them. Be careful. Remember the whole thing I said about IPOs? Yeah, that probably wasn't done. That's one big rip. Now it could be this is the retrace and we go on another big rip. And then we come back all the way down. So you never know where the top is the problem. There's plenty of things that do crazy patterns in the beginning and then come back to be complete garbage like this one. This in the beginning, everybody's like, oh, you're wrong, you don't understand. That's bullish. Up and up and up and up. And then uh-oh. But then we made a bottom and we're going higher again. And then we went lower again. And we came back near the high. And oh no. It doesn't matter what you think of Beyond Meat. This was hyped up. Like we were hot and heavy, baby. We're going like everything's gonna be new world. So be careful. And you need another example. I could pull up examples all day. This one went super crazy. We had this like, all right, bearishness is done. Rocket ship. That was a bubble pattern. Bled it all the way back down. Market's back open. And that one keeps sucking. So there's a 3-wave. Like the trend is down. 3-wave retrace and resume the trend into the garbage. Dumpster fire style. So be careful on core weave. That's the lesson here. This is just the beginning of what could potentially be me 4 years from now saying, look at core weave. See how we did this move that went down like this. Then we did 3-wave pop and then kept going. They could do that. So just be careful. Be careful. Zoom. Zoom, zoom. Break out and go. I did put a target up here, so I do believe Zoom can go higher. This was a measured bounce pattern. Bullish move up. Nice retrace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potential up into this 110, 120, 130 area. That's what I think. Potentially likely on Zoom. Now I do have a bullish ticker list. Potentially bullish. Like that's. I do keep a list of things, and so it's not like I'm not bullish on anything. So, CBOE. Keep hanging out, subscribers. I'll get back to the list here in a minute. CBOE support down here. Potential to bounce. If we don't hold support though, potential to come back down here. CBOE for you. And ETHA. Stuck in the mud, right? So I cover Ethereum, Ether, and Bitcoin every morning. So if you want to see that, just go watch the morning video. It is out in clear air for this chart. Not a lot to work with here because we're missing a lot of Ethereum history. This is not an IPO. This is a start of a fund. Start of ETFs are not the same as IPOs. So different thing. Different critter. And yeah, we covered Oracle, all right, made it down to the bottom of channel members. So Channel subscribers, I'm going to go back and pick up everybody. I'll come back to check it out here. SoFi, I'll get back to you here in a minute. Just got to roll back up. Just pick up everybody else. I'll be back. I'll be back. And Philip Morris. So sitting on the roadmap line. Rejected the gap down resistance. So support's right here. Roadmap line. And then lowest low. And resistance is right here. I saw Kimberly, my favorite subscriber, popped in the chat. So there you go. That's till we get above that. We do. There's your targets: 191, 196. But the support, if we break down, is potentially down here. 135. Not nearly as bullish as Altria. I have 110, like 110 target, yeah. 100, 110 target up here. Let's probably keep going. Bullish on that one until it proves otherwise. And AMD is probably going to retrace down more. Support roadmap line. It's funny enough, I drew, went just a little higher than I expected, but actually I expected it to retrace from back here, but we didn't do it. We went higher and then came back to this high from right here. Couldn't break through it from July 24, a year ago. So think about it. This took a yearly round trip right there, and then glanced off of it. Roadmap line supports and 618 retrace would be better because that supports the bigger move, bigger bullish potential shooting up here. If we can do it, if we don't do the retrace, we might just come up here and then retrace. We need a deeper retrace to support going higher like that. Yeah, usually we do it early and then be able to shoot up. Then we do a bigger retrace, then we shoot up. This one big move, that's makes it questionable. Can't really get continuation with the, makes it difficult to get continuation. Anything's possible. Makes it difficult though. And this one ripped and then did a bigger retrace. So that may be a rip and we do a bigger retrace, but we need that bigger retrace back down the 115, 110 area to support AMD going higher. PLTR, where you hit ACN, America's Collectibles Network, Accenture, there's the target. We're getting to it. MU already hit. PHM. So we're above the resistance. Bigger picture. So it was a weekly chart bounce. Came up through. Set the odds. We're going up to 157, maybe 165. Although if we break down here, if we fail here, maybe heading back lower. Oops. Whoopsie. Yeah. Still all the same stuff here. Just a little lower target. Still in the mix here. We did trigger the high probability pattern. We're just stuck here in the mud. If we can't get continuation, it may be one that fails. And it could just come back to the roadmap line and bounce again. It's entirely possible. So this is a weekly pattern. Fortunately, that means from right here where it activated just a month ago, could take 150 weeks to play out. It's just not my jam, baby. CRM. Salesforce still has the potential. We made the first move down, made the retrace. The second move down puts us right down here. And then when we bounce, potentially puts us up here. 425 on the upside, but probably going to visit the 180, 190 area first. We'll see. SWBI continues to do nothing. It has a big 1-2 just reset here. If we play out, big upside 200, but right now we're just gonna get big move up, retrace, big move up, retrace, big move up, retrace, big move up potential, but it'll probably do a couple of retraces in here before we get there. I do have several hundred shares of this. ADBE, downside potential, still intact. Didn't quite get the extension. And the roadmap line is sitting up here. So support down here, resistance up here, and that's a big fat playing field. 310 up to 380, so 70 point. And we're just kind of smack dab in the middle there. That's it for Adobe right now. Still bearish downtrend. NVS support down here at 116. TLD. I cover gold every morning. May have topped out. Be careful. GC is the underlying. Snow. Oops. Snow. Snow. Type the right letters in the right order. Probably coming back down to the roadmap line. There. I step off of that one back here. Retraced. Went for our extension. Didn't get that target. Probably going to retrace again. Did scrape. Like, oh. It did touch the bottom of the bubble. Look at that. Did touch it. So. Could experience a bigger retrace. And next up, Crocs. So we're going down in the blaze of glory. Here's the A wave down. Here's the B wave retrace. Here's the C wave down. Tell Rongamer to buy more Crocs. Buy more Crocs. That's what it looks like we got on Crocs. And let's see. On down. Wow, I've actually got some people here today. Thanks for coming, everybody. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, like on the video, thumbs up, comment. Tell me how much you love it. Been kind of bummed out on the attendance here lately, so everybody wondering about the FOMC, I guess. This says a first move down, a retrace, holding the 618 really well. Held. That's all like a red flag caution. Next move down, lower low than that right there. Somewhere down below 325. Caution. Now, could we break out? Sure. We could hold right here, go higher, break on out. Beautiful. 427 upside. But below 325 is possible. And in fact, what I would bet on until we can get something above these like 4 highs right here. 5 highs, 6 highs. I mean, look how many highs I put in there. Not my favorite. GE Vernova, probably still working on and consolidating. It would be beautiful if that would just take a little flushy down to the roadmap line. And let's see, CSIQ. Sold a put on this last week at 10. And that went out for full profit. This move up, retrace, potential next move up. There, that's just, this is the start of a potential trend here. It's a nice big deep retrace, 3-wave style, like it. Run the fib, high, low to high. Bounce at the 50%, that works. Potential 1, 2. If it's just an AB, so this is where the patterns overlap, right? Patterns overlap. This one I've been trading, so I know a little bit about it. Actually, it's interesting. It's on the bullish list. So if it's just an ABC, the target's right here. Now, this first move here, had constructive price action, not that overlapping garbage that was like this. All right, didn't do that. It actually moved and created pullbacks that didn't overlap, like that first one, next one, and a final one right there. Potential 5 up. Then a retrace. So this is more potentially likely to be 0 point, a 1 point, a 2 point, a 3 point up here, a 4 point somewhere right in here, and then a 5 somewhere nominally higher. So, and that puts the potential target for wave 3 right up here. Now the commonality between the ABC and the 1, 2, 3 is this spot right here. If you want a high probability target on this, from here, where we are, to here would be the higher probability target for now. Right there. If we continue on up here, likely we see some sort of pullback and a finishing move here, and then experience a bigger pullback. Same place right here. Once again, been there a few times. And then we get the next move up. That would be the proper proportions if we're going to do something you could trade and predictably count on. Now, it can do anything it wants to do. That's why you got to come back for more, but that's potentially the moves right there. And then hood. I think it's pretty clear. Oh, cool. Crashed out. Dude. Thanks. Cool. I love the Chrome browser. Hey, at least it's saved on. At least I saved it right before it did that. Right before I puked. So hood. There's the resistance. There's the supports. Roadmap line in between. Pretty simple. Now, why that resistance? Might you ask? It's just a echo trade. Same size pullback, same size expansion. Puts the resistance right here. And then same size pullback once again that we've had before. Echo trade principle right there in action. And a net. So this hit the resistance. Come back to the breakouts. And then maybe come up to the resistance. Maybe retrace and maybe go higher. Or take a bigger trip down. So support at 133. Target 166. Potential 219 above that. That's what I got to say about that. BitX is Bitcoin. How do I get my name in green, please? Oh, you did that. You got it. And so BitX, whatever you think Bitcoin's going to do, this is a 2xer. So, like I said, I cover this in the mornings. The potential target up here. If you think we're going to do it, there's that. There's that. 38%. That'd be a basically 70% on BitX. Can't really use the fib lines don't tell you much at all on this chart. So I draw them on here, but they don't really mean anything. So 70% puts it right about 100, which has been the target, if you can't tell. There's a giant bubble here. Circle. Guess what? Kind of like core weave. That one chopped very briefly and then broke down. Chopping again, but probably gonna break down again. That's what I gotta say about circle. CLSK. Oops, CLSK. And potential breakouts, maybe, possibly. Fingers crossed. We can get through the downtrend highs and the resistance at 15. Maybe if you play your cards right, we could see some sort of pop like that. Very similar to Mora back right now. And SUPEX. Type in the right letters at the right time. Super XAI. Yeah, there's. Be careful. It's gonna pull back. Like, so is it just gonna do this again, where it grinds for a couple months and then pops again? I have no idea. Tend to do the same patterns, but maybe that was the low. Highly likely we come all the way back down there again, though. Just be careful. It's without any kind of pullback, there's just I'm a trend pullback continuation, and there's no pullback in here. That's not a trend. That's not really much of a trend except down, and then it just reversed and looks like SPAC action, and SPACs, a lot of SPACs take it back, so careful. QMMM, same SPAC price action stuff. Be careful. Take it back to the bottom again. Yeah, one big pop. You'd be like, can we go higher again? Yeah, I mean, you can dream, right? You know, can we go higher? Guess what? Took it right back. Can we go higher? Guess what? Took it right back. This is classic bubble price action. Pop and keep grinding. Pop and keep grinding. This is going to eventually take it all the way back down to the bottom. Be careful. You can believe whatever you want to. Deckers Outdoors. Resistance at the roadmap line. Watch for trip back down. Is that a real split? Yeah, that was a real split. Stuck down here. That's a downtrend. Lower highs under the roadmap line. All the downtrend signs, all right? And nothing says this is done on the downside yet, because look at that monster move we could correct. Maybe like, well, maybe it's the same size correction. And maybe we are done. And maybe we get the same echo. But till we turn up, I wouldn't count on it. So beautiful upside potential. Further downside potential also. I'm not buying. There's still potential for that. FBIO. FBIO. Pharmaceutical. Biotech. Tells you all you need to know about this one. Reverse splits. Dumpster fire, baby. Light your money on fire. And be careful. Garbage. S&PS. Be careful. I can break down. Thought I already covered that one. Costco already covered. Mora already started out there, but briefly. We are stuck at this resistance. There's resistance at 20. If we get above that, get the highs at 31. Get above that, 38, 44, 67, 99. Can we do it? Can we echo? Can this be first move up, retrace, next move up? I don't know. That we could do it, but run out of time on the calendar. October was my time frame. Crypto to play out. It's getting skinny. No, please, thank you. November? NOV? No. Nordisk AS Class B. And be careful on that one. Are you trying to get Nove? That Nove. I don't know which Nove you're trying to get, Iraqi trader. NVO maybe? That one still looks bad. And be careful. XYZ. Examine your zipper. Block. So been doing a lot of nothing for 3 years. Almost 4 years. So much from getting some advantage off the blockchain, right? I mean, major resistance right there. And potential to come down lower. Yeah. Not a fan right now. PayPal either. Like SoFi, here you go. Here's the path I outlined. I like that. Ups and downs. And UNH. Came up, glanced off the roadmap line. Watch out for the retrace. It can be pretty vicious. Take us right back down in here. Before we can bounce and come through. I think that was the first move. A potential 5 in there. It's not very clean, but it is potentially there. Can't see it. Potential is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of this vicinity. That sets up a measured bounce. Either ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know which one. Don't care. Target on the next move. If we do that retrace. Well, retrace. Let's just put it at the 618 because that's the best place with the most power. Be a move back up into this area right here. Primary target. And this level right here, extension target. And if we hit the extension target, retrace here. And go for the hold up. Yeah. That would be the kind of expected top out zone right there. So what do I expect right now? Retrace. Put it over here. All right, expect a retrace. Can't go fast, so be careful. AVGO go higher. It's kind of stuck though. Right there. Unlikely to go higher without a retrace. It didn't really retrace here. It just paused and then popped. It could pause again and then pop, but typically we're going to probably find some resistance without doing a bigger retrace. Maybe at that 455 area. 200%. That means that move, we took that whole correction back and then added to it again. Right? That's what that red line is. That move there, happen again, right there. So basically 100% extension. All right. Wrong or wears Crocs? Who wears Crocs? Lily. Still under the roadmap line. Still hunting the bottom. AMTD. Yeah, danger. Danger, danger. So if you see this right here, big red flag. I never trade anything with a reverse split. Why? Because dumpster fire. Reverse split, downward trend, minor pop, probably going to come back down. Don't mess with that stuff. You just lose your money. And you didn't have to request it 3 times. We saw you in the chat. There you go. That's it. That would be 30 minutes of awesome for an hour and a half. I'll be back first thing in the morning, 9:15. We'll hunt for opportunities, movers and the shakers, potentially make some money. Like I said, I was up pretty good on Mara today. Got thousands of shares, and I'll take 30. Sold a bunch of calls at 30 today for October 3rd. Right over here. I'll take it. Take 30. I'll get out. I'll apologize for being long that long and move on. Another big winner for me today. TSLA. Beautiful potential. If you don't have Tesla and you're like, oh, it's expensive, here you go. This one. Just coming back to the highs would be pretty sweet. And then if we extend it on up, 56, real target. Right up in there. Have a great day. We'll see you in the morning. 2 p.m.